And on Good Morning Nigeria today, we shall discuss fallouts of the PDP NEC meeting. Demola, you're looking smashing. You're looking dapper.
Thank you.
I love the blue.
Thank you. You're looking good too. Gorgeous.
Try my best.
All right. The 102nd meeting of the PDP's National Executive Council was one of the most anticipated political gatherings in recent times.
Absolutely, absolutely. The party bigwigs showed up in full force, if I may say so, with the mood centered on, of course, closing rates and setting a new direction.
Yeah, a new direction. The newly confirmed national chairman, Ambassador Umar Damagu, set the agenda right from the start, urging members to put the party's interest above personal ambition.
And that's, of course, with the elective convention coming up in Ibadan on the 15th and 16th of November. And, of course, the 2027 general elections already in sight. Now, he also stressed the need for unity among all parties.
He did, and a major highlight was the decision to zone the party's presidential ticket to the south, a move that mirrors the APC's position with President Bola Tinubu already adopted as its sole candidate for 2027.
Wow, now the communique released by the party's National Publicity Secretary, Debo Ologunagba, laid out the resolutions. NEC, he says, endorsed the zoning committee's recommendations. Now, this means that existing offices stay where they are.
So, northern offices remain in the north, southern offices remain in the south.
And with the chairmanship retained in the north, the 2027 presidential slot has now been officially reserved for the south.
NEC also asked regions to micro-zone positions, received progress reports on constitutional amendments, and confirmed Ambassador Damagu as substantive national chairman until the Ibadan Convention. Claire.
Well, you can always expect the unexpected. In an unexpected twist, the council chose reconciliation over punishment for those accused of anti-party activities, including, of course, the G5 governors.
A reconciliation path is better, they say. And now some have asked if all wounds have truly been healed in the PDP. What's the party real strategy for 2027 beyond zoning? Our guest will be joining us shortly to speak to these issues. Welcome to the program. I am Ademola Adeoye.
Demola, it's not just what it portends for the party, it's also what it portends for 2027 general elections and for Nigerians, and most importantly, for our democratic progress. Is this the beginning of end of internal crisis, within parties?
Do you think there will ever be an end to internal crisis
within
parties in Nigeria?
Well, we're not politicians. We may not see, what is behind the curtain. Well, what is before us is that the skies may be clear.
A lot of, intrigues are going on behind the curtain, so you don't know.
Exactly.
Anyway,
so, yes.
Claire.
All right. Welcome to Good Morning Nigeria. I am Claire Adilabu Abdul Razak. It's always a pleasure to have you join us on the network service of the NTA.
Thanks for staying with us. You're still watching Good Morning Nigeria on the network service of the NTA. Before we delve into our conversation this morning on the outcome of the PDP's NEC meeting, let's take this background report by Oyeyemi Ajayi.
It was one of the most anticipated political gatherings, the 102nd National Executive Council meeting of the People's Democratic Party, PDP. The party stalwarts from across the country converged with one mission in mind, to mend fences and chart a clear path forward. Setting the tone, The new national chairman, Ambassador Umar Damagun, made members understand why they must put the party above personal ambition, stressing that the PDP is at a critical turning point. With the elective national convention in Ibadan set for November 15th and 16th and the 2027 elections already on the horizon, Damagun said the stakes couldn't be higher. A major highlight of the meeting was zoning. The PDP officially zoned its 2027 presidential ticket to the south, shutting the door against a northern candidate in the next election. At the same time, conversations around the women empowerment took center stage, with party leaders acknowledging that women have always been backbone of the PDP and must be given greater recognition in its vision for the future. And in a surprising twist, rather than wielding the stick, NEC leaned towards reconciliation. Members accused of anti-party activities, including the G5 governors, are being drawn back into the fold, not pushed out. But the big question is, has true reconciliation been achieved, or are cracks still beneath the surface? And beyond zoning, what's the real game plan for the PDP as it tries to reposition itself for 2027? Our guests will be speaking to these burning issues shortly.
I like the question, what's the game plan? Well, with politicians, you can never really tell the game plan. You can only, as Chukwudi will say, speculate. But this morning, we will be speaking to the issue. Of course, those who know will give us insights into what exactly PDP is up to. So let me welcome the guest who is with us here in the studio, Timothy Osadolo, who is the Deputy National Youth Leader of the People's Democratic Party, the PDP, and we are glad to have him. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you. Good morning. Thank you for having me here.
And also joining us, Dr. Abdulrahman Abu Hamisu. He's a political scientist and public affairs analyst. He'll be joining us via Zoom.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
All right. Good morning to you too, Dr. Amisu. Also joining us via Zoom from Uganda is Dr. Rauf Sakariau. Is of the Department of Political Science, Islamic University in Uganda. Dr. Rauf, you're welcome to Good Morning Nigeria.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Good morning to you. Now, let's kickstart our conversation this morning with Osadolo in the studio. Leader. And a lot of people are glad that there is a kind of reconciliation right now. The PDP, which is good for a democratic, system. So, how would you assess the PDP's decision to zone the 2027 presidential ticket to the south, while retaining northern leadership roles? What implication does this have for the PDP?
Well, first and foremost, if you look at the congratulatory messages and goodwill messages that have been flooding the timelines of our various social media handles, you understand that it was the right step to go and the right thing to have been done in a time like this. The mood of the country favors or swings towards the south at this material time. And the northern leadership of the party and the membership of the party saw reasons to go with their southern colleagues within the PDP to say, guys, we made a mistake in the 2023 when we said we should have given you guys a slot. So let's allow this thing to flow so that we don't have our hands on each other's neck every now and then. And if you look at that neck hall the other day, I guess your correspondents were there. The spirit of camaraderie with which these issues were resolved tells that the PDP has not only made progress in terms of healing within its ranks, it has gone ahead further to position itself as the alternative bride for Nigerians to look towards for credible and alternative, better leadership and governance. So we are not saying we are perfect. No institution on earth is perfect, but near perfection can be attained at all times. And that is the goal of the PDP, that we can present a robust platform where candidates will be sure that their mandates will get value in addition to their own selves. And the Nigerian voting public will be confident that the platform they are voting in has the requisite ingredients and requirements to add value to their lives should they entrust such platform with governance that oversee their affairs. So it's a welcome step, and we believe that better days ahead for us all.
Now, from what you said, if I can pick from what you said, because of the mistake that was made in 2023,
yes,
that's one of the reasons why you are zoning the presidency to the south now. And today, the ADC are criticizing that move, saying that you are forfeiting merit for zoning. How would you respond to that?
Well, the ADC has its own agenda. The PDP has its own agenda. What we discuss what Abraham and his family will have for breakfast or dinner must not necessarily be what Samson and Paul will have in their houses. What is important is that we are able to produce a candidate who ticks all the boxes and all the indices for a fit and proper Nigerian capable of lifting Nigeria out of the woods. One thing we all agree is that Nigeria needs rescuing. We all agree that Nigeria needs rebuilding. We all agree that Nigeria needs to restore herself to her glory days and surpass it. So therefore, what's important is not how the route you take to the market. Is the commodity you go to buy or you get to buy from the market that's going to be valuable when you get home. Again, when we talk about route, it must be credible and it must be seen to be meeting all facets of scrutiny, and it passes it, and legitimately so. So when we talk about zoning, for me personally, I'm not big on nepotic or ethnic lines, because I believe capacity resides in the 774 local government of Nigeria. But again, for political correctness and all of this, people choose to say by convention. It's not as if it's constitutionally enshrined. By convention, we can say, oh, let Madam Oyeyemi be our leader for 6 months. Let Oga Fisayo or Bukayo follow through for the next 6 months. So long as it's agreeable and there's no undertones to it, I believe it is good.
Timothy, thank you. I don't know how many women will agree with you that the route to the market doesn't matter. It does matter because if you follow the wrong route, you know what.
You spend more time.
Yeah, you spend more time, and you probably. So anyway, that's just by the way. But let's go to Uganda before we even bring in Dr. Hamisu. Dr. Sakariao, I'm coming over to you. First of all, I mean, did this come as a surprise to you, the way and manner that the PDP apparently, so it appears, resolved, the political debacle within its party? Would you say that the skies are clearer for the PDP now? All right, we will try and establish audio connection with Dr. Sakariao, who is of the Department of Political Sciences, joining us via Zoom all the way from Uganda. So, but let's come back home. Dr. Abdurrahman Abu Hamisu is a familiar face with us, political scientist and public affairs analyst. And I'll put the same question to you, Dr. Hamisu. I'm just wondering if you are surprised that the PDP was able to put its house in order with the confirmation of its national chairman as Damagu from the north, and then of course the zoning for its presidential slot to the south. Do you think the debacle is over?
Let me just try to make sense out of the question because the audio is re-echoing, so it's affecting our ability to decode the question you are trying to put across to us. But again, if I could pick from what I was able to pick from your question, it's about the zoning, right? That led to the zoning of the presidency to.
I'm saying, did it come? Are you surprised that the PDP was able to put its house in order in this manner? I mean, the national chairman had been confirmed, that's Damagun. The zoning had been done to the south. So does this sort out all the internal crises, all the issues that they have? And the sky is clearer for the party now?
Still, the audio is not really good. I can't really get the question, but if I could guess, it's about it's about what PDP was able to accomplish. You see, it is not surprising that PDP was able to achieve what it achieved, because the major tendencies that continue to tear the party apart, majority of whom decided to leave the party for the opposition ADC, and leaving the party to those that are not willing to leave the party. So zoning the executive positions within the party was made easier by the exit of the many tendencies that would have torn the party apart, or that would have kept the rift alive. So it is not really surprising. Assuming if you have those big weights in the party, as it were, they will not be able to achieve what they've achieved. So the party is left for those that feel that they don't have any place to go apart from the PDP. So it was easy for them to sit and then take a decision when they don't really have somebody like Alhaji Atiku Abubakar that is equally looking for every opportunity to contest in the forthcoming election. So it was easy to do that.
Thank you, Dr. Hamisu, for your remarks there. I mean, just like he said the exit of the big guns in the party made it easy for the party to be able to resolve its crisis. Probably let's go back to our Zoom guest. That's Dr. Rauf from Uganda. We just want to get your take on this PDP zoning and how they have been able to resolve the crisis. How will you assess the decision of the PDP?
It is a calculative attempt by the party in order to ensure its survival. And when you look at the nature of our political culture in Nigeria, it tends towards some element of, parochial tendency. What I mean by that is that PDP felt that in the last general election, 2023, a northern candidate was fielded and they could not achieve results. And don't forget, there are some other big wins within the party that are of the view that presidential election or presidency should be zoned to the south in order to ensure that at least the south completes 8 years. And when you look at the permutation ongoing, particularly based on some of the rumors within the political circle about the former Labour Party candidate in person of Peter Obi and the former president of Nigeria, Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, that PDP felt those two big wins could be easily convinced. You can convince them, lure them back to the party, and there might be tendency, or there might be some, acceptance from the people towards ensuring that PDP is also considered. And for PDP to remain a vibrant opposition, I think the issue of zoning has also placed the party on a good line of, tracking whatever APC is doing, and it has also placed the party to become a notable ADC. ADC has been working towards pulling or pushing PDP backward. So basically, the zoning arrangement is not surprising when we understand that Nigeria's political culture has always been about, some level of parochial sentiment, which I think PDP is also trying to appeal to sentiment of electorates for people not to lose hope entirely on PDP. That has been one of the major factors which I would consider why the issue of zoning to the south is necessary for the party. So that is my take on that.
All right, thank you. We'll come back to you. Thank you. And we thank the skies, too, for making your audio clearer. I do hope that Dr. Hamisu, too, when we come back to you, we will have clear audio with you. But let's come back to the studio to speak with the PDP National Youth Leader. Again, commendations on the process, so far is coming in for the PDP, like you rightly said. But there's also something, that is brewing. The Joint Action Committee of the Northern Youth Leaders have also have protested what it's called, the zoning. According to them, it's unjust, undemocratic. It's a betrayal of the North, and a calculated attempt to marginalize those, big wigs, PDP big wigs from the North from contesting in 2027. So how do you evaluate this?
Well, someone once said,
they are your youth leaders as well. They are your members.
I said, someone once said, if you are on a journey and you stop to listen to every dog that barks on the road, you may never get to where you are going to. Now that if you do common background check, I'm sure that name, your joint, I don't know what you called it just now, that name only suffices.
The Coalition of Northern Youth Leaders.
I'm coming now. I'm surprised. As if you do common background check, you will see that 2 months ago there was no coalition like that, or even 2 weeks ago. So all these are stage managed and...
so they are not your members? I
don't know them, honestly. I don't know them. Anybody can be a youth leader. Even you can be a president in your house. If I call myself the mayor of New York, I have a right to speech, but it doesn't necessarily mean I am the mayor of New York. So I think what they were doing is an overreach in a process that they have nothing to influence and do anything about. See, the truth is this. Political parties have their own ideologies, have their own strategies, and have their own ways. That is why it is called democracy. If there are the myriads of over 20 registered political parties in this country, it's not a must it must be in PDP. It's not a must it must be in Abuja. It's not a must it must be in Labour Party. What is important is that you engage yourself in the political space and find a vehicle amongst all of this that best aligns with your interest and move forward. Like we said, in the overall best interest of the party and the country, whose mood tends to favor a southern presidency. Those youth leaders, they are not, I'm not sure they are more important to the party than the 19 Northern youth leaders that are members of the party.
But do you find...
I'm coming, please.
Just a moment. Do you find their position, their argument, the argument that they have put forward, do you find any sense in what they have said? Because they have talked about the tenure between 1999 and 2015, and the tenure between Umar Yar'Adua and Jonathan, and said, look, this is not fair. The North has not had a fair share.
The truth is this: the argument is neither here nor there. If we want to start saying 1999 date, what happened to 1960 date? It's still one Nigeria. It's still one Nigeria. So we cannot choose and pick when it suits us. Again, deep appreciation goes to the northern leadership of the political party in PDP that says, let our Southern brothers go and roll for the next 4 years. They could have put up a fight. No jokes. But in their wisdom, and with all graciousness, they have said, let our brothers from the South sit on the table or give a shot at the seat of power. So for me, that is something that we Southerners or the Southerners should not take for granted. The onus upon the South, having been given this opportunity by the northern leadership of the party, is to present a credible candidate that will be marketable and will be worth the while for both the Southerners and the Northerners to say, we didn't make a mistake in giving these our brothers an opportunity to come for power.
You don't see this as one of the drawbacks that may affect PDP prospect in the 2027 elections?
When you say drawbacks, what are the indices that favors that?
He has already said they're not members of the PDP.
No, I mean,
so,
what about other factors that you think may affect the prospect of PDP?
Well, the only thing I think will affect the PDP may be the weaponized hunger in the land, where people cannot look at 10,000 naira and a bag of rice or fertilizer and say no. If the alleged complicity of INEC, if we have an electoral reform and we have a neutral and impartial INEC, there's no way PDP will not win the next general elections.
Okay, let's stay with you, and I'm very, excited to be, talking about the prospects and what actually fragmented the PDP, during the last election was this issue of zoning.
Interest.
And zoning interest, and that was why you had the G5. Because the zoning was not given to the North, I'm sure you know, or was not given to the South, I'm sure you know. And then, as a result, PDP lost a lot of states. Southeast, for instance, which used to be, the home of the PDP, even some states in the South. So do you think this position that the PDP has taken, is it likely to win back states like the Southeast that originally PDP, stronghold?
Well, I am a Christian. I recall in my Bible, which is a holy book, that the kingdom of our Lord Jesus Christ and God suffered violence, and a lot of angels were cast down to earth. So, if it could happen in heaven, who are we mere mortals not to have disagreements amongst ourselves? If our Creator could not even manage his angels in heaven, what is important is that I'm coming. I'm coming now. You asked me a question.
Yes, just hold on.
Allow me to answer now.
Please hold on.
Right.
Please hold on.
Right.
You say when you talked about our Creator, said if we could not manage.
I'm coming now. But was it recorded that there was disagreement and angels were cast down? It's on record. I didn't write the Bible.
Let's not go.
So I'm coming now. I'm coming. What I'm trying to say is this. If at such high celestial level it was perceived or alleged that there was an issue, we mere mortals are allowed to also have issues. Then he sent his son to make atonement and bring second chance. That is why PDP is also having the second chance to say, let's reconcile, let's make amends, let's move forward, let's put our past behind us, let's build on what we have. It's allowed. It is when you disagree and you don't have room and you don't create room to agree, that is when that relationship must end. Even in a civil relationship or a civil union, there must be agreement between the man and the wife. It is the maturity and the counseling that comes in that says, no, come on, look, we have come this far. We can't just walk back. Look at the kids. Look at this, look at this, look at this. What's at stake? That is the situation PDP is. PDP was divided by interest 2019, 2023, and even 2015. But we have sat down, taken a look at it, and said, what do we do? We need to put our best foot forward. The graciousness of our northern brothers was like, okay, we will concede this to you, our brothers. Now, the onus is now on us to now say, oh, thank you for conceding to us. Now, it's not for us to go to Ugbeni market or a Kigbo market or another market to say we want to look for just anybody. We must look for somebody that fits the national profile, somebody that fits the bill, somebody that has a track record, credibility, capacity, and character, and say, Nigerians, behold our candidates, and who must emerge through a process devoid of anything that you now say, that is it. So that is kind of process we are at.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. All right. Thank you, Mr. Osadola, for that. I think we have our Zoom guest, Dr. Hamisu, back now. Dr. Hamisu, we are looking at the reconciliation method adopted by the PDP to get to where they are now. How would you, evaluate the PDP's handling of internal crisis? At their last meeting, instead of imposing sanctions, they have chosen the path of reconciliation. How would you, what's your take on that?
Well, you see, I want to congratulate the PDP for being able to do the little it is able to do. But it is equally shameful that as one of the dominant parties that we have in this country from 1999 to date, that it was not able to understand conflict and manage it effectively to the extent that they could lose election because of people could not manage their ego, their interests. We all know that democracy and party politics is about interest. But as a dominant party that won election in 1999 and piloted the affairs of this nation until 2015, it is really, really disheartening that after losing power once, PDP fizzled away. It could not play the role of the opposition that it's supposed to play, and it was engulfed in crisis. It means that any party that cannot even manage itself cannot manage the affairs of the people. So this is just the truth of the matter, because this larger society is about conflicting interests. It's about application of this particular interest. It's about tampering of this interest in their furies. And then the PDP could not do all of this internally. And you remember, this problem started when the PDP was treating majority of their challenges as a family affairs, where you're not allowed to voice out opposition to it. And what people don't understand is even in China, where we have one party, we have opposing tendencies. And these are the tendencies in the Chinese Communist Party. You have the hardliners. These are the people that believe in the doctrine of Mao Zedong. They believe in the principle of communism. And then you have the Dengists. These are tendencies that believe in a little liberalism, tempering communism with liberalism. So these opposing tendencies are the tendencies that are governing China. They are able to reconcile their differences within the party, and they're able to contest the election and win. So, and they are able to govern China successfully. Now, coming to PDP, as a party that has been in power, we thought that the PDP would have evolved mechanisms for resolving their own internal conflict. If they cannot really resolve their own internal conflict, how are we sure that they are going to resolve the myriad of conflict that are bedeviling Nigeria. And that is why I'm saying that it is better late than never. We are congratulating them to do what they did, but at the expense of the party, because the majority of the people that would have contributed to the party have left the party. So the party is rebuilding again, just like the ADC, which is not good for our democracy. We need a very strong opposition, and the only party that can play that opposition is supposed to be the PDP. But the PDP could not even manage its own internal affairs. And this is where we are, as if we don't have any opposition. Almost how many governors have the PDP lost to APC? How many? So we're saying that the PDP, honestly, the PDP have not done enough.
Mr. Thank you. Please, we'll come back to you, but let's see if we can get Dr. Rauf again on the line. Dr. Rauf, I'm just wondering, Demola asked Timothy a question earlier on about what the ADC criticism is all about, because we read, one of the dailies this morning that the ADC is criticizing the decision of the PDP and describing it as insensitive to the people, to the plight of the people. But let me ask you, what do you think is the objective of this decision, of this zoning, and all that? Is it really in the interest of the Nigerian people, or is it just to knock out, just to see if they can get at the APC?
Yeah, thank you. Like I've said earlier on, when I was trying to emphasize on largely the political culture of Nigerians. And when you look at what PDP has done, of course, like what my colleague just said, and the man in the studio, our brother, is about interest. And when you talk about politics revolves around interest articulation and interest aggregation. So to me, PDP haven't realized the fact that they were unable to play to the game as expected, being one of the major political parties that is even expected to challenge APC in some of its activities. But because of the internal issues PDP face, they lost a lot of their members to ADC. Some of them also joined APC. But one thing we should not forget is that when we are looking at party ideology, what PDP fails to actually implement is about the ideological differences among members. Because when you mix up party ideology with individuals' ideological differences, then there will be a problem. Like Abdurrahman was mentioning the issue of China, talking about communism and the other side of the game. But when you look at PDP as a party, it will not manage itself because ideologically it is built on some personalities. And when you have party personalities, against party ideology, such conflict is inevitable. It is expected. But the zoning is a very good, approach for PDP, and it is a way of trying to bounce the party back when it comes to the political permutation towards 2027. So for that to have been able to be done easily, I think PDP is trying to revive its lost glory. Nevertheless, the mission, the rationale behind the zoning, we all understand the fact that there are some big wins within PDP, some of them maybe possibly working for the ruling party, some insisting that you should allow the zoning arrangements to continue because they've tried northern candidates in the last election, then they are now trying to swing, considering southern candidates. So it is all about permutation, it is all about trying to play politics, it is about interest. But the interest of PDP should not jeopardize the larger interest of the society, meaning they should not allow individuals' personal differences to overweigh or to outweigh the party's ideology. And I'm very happy when I listened to the speech of the governor of Bauchi State, Bala Mohammed, when he said him as a person is ready to sacrifice his ambition, his presidential ambition for a southern candidate to emerge. That is a very good, move PDP has done. And with that, there is every tendency PDP can challenge APC come 2027. We should not forget the fact that when we talk about party politics in Nigeria, it revolves around party structures. And you cannot take it away from PDP that it still maintains its structure nationwide. PDP is still a party with a national outlook, and they still compose a numbers of governors. So to me, ADC, of course, is coming up trying to challenge PDP and APC. But when you look at the party arrangement, when you look at the politics in Nigeria, which is about giving the structure to the governor, PDP still have a better edge. Nevertheless, it is good for our democracy because we are in a multi-party arrangement whereby we are expecting some of those dilemmas. So to me, it is a welcome ideology. PDP is only need to South. We also make the party to have a focus, and those that are interested in the party should be able to know the direction henceforth. Nevertheless, they have lost a lot of big wins. They have actually played to the gallery, but PDP still remain formidable, and it is one of the parties that is expected to challenge APC come 2027.
Dr. Rao, thank you. Just to again, emphasize our reach out number. Please, you can send in your comments on this number via WhatsApp 081-696-88126, and the number is out there. It's on the screen again. 081-696-88126.
Okay.
Let me. I wanted Dr. Amisu.
Yes, I wanted to ask Dr. Amisu, because he seemed not to agree with the reconciliation method of the PDP. But what steps do you think PDP can take actually to strengthen the internal unity and cohesion, especially in the light of the upcoming convention in Ibadan in November?
You see, you don't just allow your members to exit the party and then you come and sit and zone and you feel that you've reconciled your aggrieved members. That is not reconciliation. Reconciliation happens when two people quarreled and they're still within the same household and you are able to sort out your differences. Not when the other party to the conflict are left in their droves, and then you now say that you are reconciling after losing how many governors? This is the question. This is secondly, any party that does not respect boundaries set by itself is bound to fail, just the way PDP has been grappling with a lot of challenges. It is even disingenuous for PDP to tell us that they are zoning today. PDP killed zoning in 2011. You see, when you have a party that dilly-dally, that photo to big names, to powerful individuals, then that party stands for nothing because it has no boundary. It will not respect any boundary. In 2011, what led to the internal crisis that culminated in the defeat of PDP in 2015 was whether former President Jonathan was eligible to contest based on the principle of zoning or not. PDP introduced zoning to this country. It is something that we're against, but we feel that, okay, if that was going to lead to peace, no problem. But PDP could not even stick to its own rules. PDP continued to shift rules, shift boundaries, just to accommodate powerful individuals, and then the outcome is what they are grappling with today. So my advice going forward is, one, once the party has a constitution and there are penalties, sanctions, reward systems that have been enshrined in the constitution, the party should uphold it against anybody, whoever it is, however powerful or less powerful the person is. If PDP cannot do this, then it will continue to grapple with crisis. And you know what will happen? They will not be able to resolve the crisis because the principle governing PDP is that it respects those that are powerful, the men of the moment. But you don't build a party around the men of the moment, and that is why once some persons win election under the PDP, since PDP became an opposition party, they can jump ship easily and nothing will happen. And that is why you have a sitting minister that is PDP in the night and then APC in the afternoon. No any sane country, party will condone that. So we should get these things clear. It's either you want to run a party or don't want to run a party, even in your household. If you set rules and regulations that you are not abiding by, as the person that set it, you are not applying it to yourself, you are not applying it to the woman in the house, and then you want to apply it to the kids, no, they will revolt. They will point it out to you. That is exactly the point. So for PDP to regain the trust of the people, to be able to become formidable as it used to be, then it must hold itself and its members accountable. But if it continues in the direction that the major financiers, the big names, can control the party and they can just tear the party and share it like a cake, I bet you, no matter the reconciliation, PDP was not going to make any significant impact going into this election. This I can bet.
Thank you. Before we come back to Timothy here, he has quite a number of issues to respond to that has been there. So I know the PDP has also extended a handshake to those people that you mentioned. Those who were alleged to have the anti-party people that you alleged. PDP has said, look, we forgive you. I want you to speak to that, because that means, it's a level playing ground for everyone. And then Dr. Ralph talked about PDP having, structures. If you look at what has happened, over the years, yes, at a time PDP was a very dominant party. It was, in fact, it was the largest party, in Africa at a time. But today, how many states does the PDP have? How many state governors does the PDP have? How many members in the National Assembly does the PDP have? Do you think the PDP still has that structure, that will, stand the test of time in 2027?
Thank you very much for your insightful question. You see, it all depends on what we are defining as a structure. The PDP that I know and that I currently know is a PDP that is built around individuals. It has been like that since 1999. PDP has never built a party structure. PDP was built around individuals and is still built around individuals. And then, the former President Olusegun Obasanjo, and the subsequent president, including former President Goodluck Jonathan, all of them built PDP around individuals. And the major individuals that they build PDP around is always the state governors. The state governors are always very powerful. And then if you remove the state governors from PDP, even in APC today, it's still the same thing. So let us not even say it is a PDP thing. It's not even a PDP thing. It's a Nigerian brand of democracy that has never built a party. So the party is a platform where people come together to congregate and to snatch power and to share power, and then go further to access our national treasury and then to share our resources. So if you look at the party we have in Nigeria and the ANC in South Africa, you can't compare both. The ANC in South Africa was bigger than Mandela, was bigger than Thabo Mbeki, was bigger than all the former presidents combined. That is not the case in Nigeria. The Communist Party in China is bigger than everybody. I don't want to mention America, because if you go to America, the two parties there, which is the Republican and the Democratic Party, they are greater than, but in Nigeria, and that is why I am saying that PDP is only joking, because the big wigs in Nigeria, this is how it used to play out. Now, from the world level, where the Congress is going to take place to elect the leaders, which is going to man the local government and the world structure, controlled by a big man that finance equally, including the purchase of the farms. Then you come to the state ESCOs. These big men control the state ESCOs. As it is now, in PDP state, it's the PDP governors that are controlling the ESCOs from the ward level through the local government to the state level. So that if today I want to contest election and my governor doesn't like me, I will not get that very particular ticket. So if that is the case, I left the party, then you sat, you zone, and then you now ask me to come back when I know that I'm disadvantaged. I will not be able to control the structures from ward through local government to state level. Who will take that if you are a practical politician that understands the way these things work? If assuming we are able to build parties the way countries are building parties, where parties are supreme and they are greater than an individual, it is an aggregation of thought that you either conform to or you leave, then there will be that stability that the PDP is looking for. That is what is even killing ADC today. Almost all the people that congregated in ADC is either they want to become the presidential flag bearer, or they want to become the vice presidential candidate of the big wigs. And that is why up to today, they cannot play the role that APC played, leading to the defeat of the PDP. So the PDP in 2015. So if the two parties we're talking about today, the PDP and the ADC, want to become formidable, it means they have to build the party and they have to ensure that no single individual is dominating. Without that, the ADC will face the same problem that PDP is facing now, which was what the APC was able to do going into 2015 election, where almost all the actors came together and agreed that all we need to do is to chase PDP out of power. Despite a lot of them never liked Buhari, they knew that Buhari had 12 million votes constantly, and they nominated him, and he assisted to defeat PDP. Until they are able to do that, I bet you it's going to be another noise as we go into 2027, I mean.
Very much, Dr. Hamisu, for that, your remark there. Osadolo, you've been listening to the various comments by the other guest, the issue of party supremacy and, not wielding the party around individuals, and the issue of discipline. You remember that in the First and Second Republic in Nigeria, the party was supreme, not built around individuals, just like he noted. So what exactly is the problem that we have? What are the challenges that we're facing right now?
Unless we don't want to be sincere or truthful to ourselves, you are saying parties are built around the individuals. Will you build parties around firewood? You will not build parties around firewood now. You're going to build parties around people. It's people that are going to populate the parties. It's people, even if you're going to say, let this party have a structure devoid of this big man, it's still individuals that will be those that will create that structure. At the end of the day, I have always said it time and time again.
And what he's saying is that
I'm coming. I heard him loud.
Is built around individuals, it will be difficult to instill discipline.
I'm still coming there. Nigerians have a culture that is not promoting democracy. I challenge any Nigerian that's a member of any political party, even elected officers of any political party, to say, I have subscribed to my monthly membership dues in the last 1 year, or in the last 6 months, or in the last 2 months. Political parties will not run on goodwill messages. The political parties will be funded, needs funding for its processes and its workers and its activities. Let's make no mistake, I'm not making an excuse for PDP or anybody. I'm saying we as Nigerians must seize our processes. We must seize our parties, and we must seize the processes that produce those that govern us. If a man pays 50 naira or 100 naira or even 10 kobo, as the case may be, as his monthly dues in his ward meetings or in his local government meetings and all of that, he has a voice to say, what are you doing with my money? or what are you doing with our ticket, or what are you doing with our mandates? Again, I don't say because I'm PDP, I'm not aware that people buy forms for people or people wait for people to come and pay for them. It's a wrong mentality that must be disabused, not only in PDP, but across all political parties in Nigeria. And all Nigerians that want to get involved in the political space must stand up and take that responsibility upon themselves, not to be bought over or not to be cajoled or not to play second fiddle or a lackey to anybody. The truth is this: I'm not also saying that everybody has been bought over. It is not correct.
All right, it's not correct.
Sorry, I wanted to ask you, because you say political parties are built on individuals.
Around people.
Around people. And I'm asking, is that not the reason why, when those people fade, is that not the reason why PDP is having issues? Because actually, ideology provides a very sound and sustainable foundation for governance and stability for the party. If you build a party on ideology, it gives it an elasticity, a long elasticity. But if you build it on individuals, they're bound to fail. Is that not what is happening to PDP?
That is not what's happening to PDP. PDP is never built around one single or group of individuals. We have seen former president go and come. We have seen former vice.
So it doesn't have an ideology.
An ideology.
Yes, PDP is not based on an ideology.
Of course, it is.
Is that what you're saying?
Of course, it is. How have we survived all these years? How have we survived?
That's what you're saying.
No, that's not what I'm saying. You're not listening to me. You're listening to what you want to hear. What I'm saying is this. I'm coming.
Sorry.
No, I'm sorry.
Hold on. No, I need to clarify that. Because, hold on, Tim.
You asked a question.
Hold on, Timothy.
Let me respond.
Timothy, hold on. Timothy, hold on. No, let me clarify.
When you interject like
hold
this,
on.
The flow doesn't come.
Hold on. You said, I wanted you to clarify that. You said political parties are built. Wait, we're not quarreling.
No. Okay, go ahead.
And yes, it's just for the viewers to understand what we're saying. You said political parties are built on around individuals. And I'm saying clarify that for us.
Is that what I want to do now?
Because you said I'm asking you questions.
No, that's what, is that what I was responding to? When I say it's built around individuals, there is no time on earth where human beings would not be boots on the ground for any ideology to stand or to be propagated. That person must be an individual. But again, in the context of where you are saying elasticity, ideology, structures, and all of that, I agree with you. The only reason why we have remained standing as a political party for the past 25 years, the only party that has that history, is because it is not built or centered on one single individual or group of persons or anybody. There is an ideology that people key into in the 774 document of this country that is people-oriented and people-based and believes that power should evolve by the people, from the people, and for the people. The ideology of the PDP, what stands it out from every other person, is that it is our property, not anybody's property. Okay. We believe that when we come into the PDP, it's about all of us, our collective interest, not a single individual's interest. That is why you see governors come and go. The party never dies because it is not the governor's property.
A collective interest.
It is not the president's property. It is our property.
Okay. Mr. Osadola,
said something.
Wait. We have comments from our viewers.
Okay. Yes.
We will take the comments after this break because... Thanks for staying with us. You're still on to Good Morning Nigeria on the network service of the NTA. And our discussion is still on the resolution of the PDP's meeting, the recent meeting. So we have our guests. Our guests are still with us, but we have some comments and questions from some of our viewers, which we would like to read out for our guests to respond to. The first one is from Joseph in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. It says, good morning to our Honorable Deputy National Youth Leader in the studio. My question to you, when does the PDP plan to commence party registration for new members? The PDP may have orchestrated its own problems. However, it is still a viable political platform any day. Now, the second one says, this is from Charles Ikechukwu from Aniocha North Delta. It says, PDP did well during the periods of his reign. APC has equally done well, but because of the type of our politics, opposition anywhere fights a hard battle. In any democracy, it is the best party that wins. Good luck to the best party to win. Then this one, the third one, before you respond to this question, and Claire will read his own. This one says, PDP has lost its ideology. This is from Rabiu Gimba Igiko from Kogi State. It says, PDP has lost its ideology. It stands a better chance to be a strong opposition, but rather the party was engulfed with crisis because of its selfish interest, egoism, and lack of respect for party constitution. Consequently, if they do not stand firmly, other party would take their position. On zoning system, their strategy has failed to balance the imbalance. Their calculations may not see the light of the day because it lacks due consultations before taking decisions. I'd like to respond to some of this before she reads her own.
Well, first, let me start from Joseph in Uyo, who spoke about when the registration of new members will start in PDP. Yeah. Well, there's no bar, so to speak, on a registration of members. If he goes to the nearest ward office or where they do their nearest ward meetings, there's a register open there. Okay. He can register now, and become a member. All politics is local. So you don't need permission from Abuja or from Uyo, the state capital. Even if you're in the state capital, you must be in the local government there or in the ward or in the streets there. There's an office there. Identify that office and register. Membership is continuous. For my brother that spoke from Delta that talked about best political parties winning, I think Charles was his name there. Charles. Yes, that was his name. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes, the best political parties will win on the strength of their ideologies and what they choose to offer Nigerians and the candidate they present before Nigerians. And again, I also thank you for the kind words, for remembering what the good things the PDP is capable of doing and will still do. But again, the truth is this. It's beyond best parties winning. It's about looking out for the candidates now that can truly take Nigeria out of the woods. If that candidate is going to be from the PDP, support him. If it's going to be from ADC or ABGA or Labour, support him. But what Nigeria needs now is not just anybody. It's someone that has his head on his shoulders, has age on his side, and has the requisite mentality to lead Nigeria out of the woods. I think that is what the PDP wants to do to get it right for Nigerians. Then for our last speaker who said we lost the ideology and all of that, and the reconciliations are a bit coming too late with the zone and all of that, it's not, he's entitled to the opinion, but let him watch what the PDP is going to do the next few days. I believe that what is important is when you realize you've made a mistake, is to correct it and go and move in the right direction. Because no matter how fast you go, if you are driving towards Lagos with the intention of going to Kaduna, you will never get there. So when you realize you're on the wrong route and you start going towards your right route, that is the surest way to go. So I thank you for still keeping faith and monitoring us, but we will not disappoint him.
All right, that's well said, Timothy. Let me start from the last comment that just came in, and it's from Imoge Peter. He said, I'm sincerely glad that NTA brought this topic. The fallout of PDP NEC meeting. Zoning presidential ticket to the south is the best idea. ADC, as a matter of fact, should follow the same route rather than criticize the PDP. That's from Imoge Peter. And Nare Daniel says the problem in the Nigerian political system today is not only on party supremacy or structure, but failed institutions that have been hijacked. And Nare Daniel. And this one is from Jack Abba Makudi. He says PDP's decision to zone its presidency to the south, from the look of things, seem to have failed due to lack of wide consultations. It has rather ignited more distrust among members, more so that it is also against their internal constitution. Two things he has said: wide consultations and your internal constitution. The decision at the last 102 NEC meeting have failed, having met a bigger brick wall that, if not curbed now, may extinct all the remaining trust and kill the party dead. That's Jack Abba Makode, and this one is from Ojo Manson. Thank you, PDP. The mistakes of political money bags who do not listen to the masses will continue to haunt PDP and other political parties who see themselves as colossus. This is the first comment that actually came in. Honorable Toju Omo says, "Good morning, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I am Honorable Toju Omo. I firmly believe that zoning the presidential ticket to the south is the best decision for the PDP, as it will strengthen unity, balance, and fairness within the party and the nation." Tim.
Well, for me, I want to appreciate those who have commended, but let me allay the fears of those who are criticizing, because you don't go after the sheep that is with you. So those ones that are lost, that you preach to converse back. You see, many Nigerians lost faith with the PDP in the past. So when you see comments like this, you are not perturbed. All you do is try to convince them otherwise, because at the end of the day, like I said earlier, it is not about how far; it's about how well. If you are going to point A and you run in the direction of point B, you will never get to point A. We have realized most of these concerns that they have made, money bags, not sticking to rules and all of that. And that's why, if you listen closely to the speeches at the last one or two NEC, reconciliation, forgiveness, and all of that. But there was a caveat going forward. We will not tolerate any of this anymore, so that we can have a party that is run with discipline and integrity. Again, let's also not forget the fact that people, no matter how much an idea is, there must be somebody to be against it. That is why we have diverse opinions on every issue. That's why we have two sides to a coin. But again, I believe that with the conditions of things now, we are not only rebounding and rebuilding, we are going to reclaim power, because we are not going to go about business as usual. We are going to present to Nigerians credible, competent, and capable character that's capable of taking Nigeria out of the woods. Because Nigeria truly does need rescuing and rebuilding. And the PDP has proven time and time again that it has that organic capacity. It has that innate capacity to surmount whatever hurdles before it. We have provided leadership in the past. Today, before, under the PDP last time in presidency, 200,000 naira was equivalent to 1 million CFA. Today, 15 million naira is just 5 million CFA. That will tell you how far out down the line we have gone. We grew this economy of this country to be the biggest in Africa. There was relative peace and stability for all Nigerians. Our currency had value. Our lives had value. One could drive from Morikoko in Warri straight to Karadamoda or to Safe in Zamfara without the fear of being kidnapped. That was under PDP's government before things deteriorated. So you see, when you look at the indices of performance in government, you put the security sector, the economic sector, and other social sectors in perspective. The PDP has still fared better. Today we talk about the celebration of today's government. We have removed subsidy. We are borrowing to cushion the effect of subsidy. It's an aberration. That is not an economic success. So therefore,
Would PDP return subsidy if it comes into power?
This is not about, we are not going to return subsidy, but the money from subsidy, is it vanishing? So that is where we provide accountability, and that's where we show capacity. No, I'm coming, sir. If I give you money, we come to Federal Executive Committee Council meetings, there must be a progress report. If it's a business, you must talk to your managers or you must talk to your supervisors. There's this, see, what has happened is that state institutions have become more or less like service organizations where you patronize your friends, your allies, and your cronies. These are institutions that should be creating checks and balances. We are no longer producing institutions. We are producing strong men. And that's a bane that we tend to correct.
But Mr. Osadolo, these challenges that you are highlighting did not start with this administration. It started from 1999.
No.
We've been having this issue of lack of transparency, accountability.
I agree.
If the other parties were here now, they would have. We would have
Exactly.
no. So you cannot
years.
technically say.
I'm not saying we are
like
saints.
the kidnapping actually started not in 10 years. I mean, it started way back.
Even if in the 60s there was, but what I'm saying is that
but
it was in a manageable scale.
Argument now, but let's pause because I want other guests also to respond to some of these comments.
Demola, before there's a news flash that the Nigerian government delegation in Brazil takes a test direct commercial flight all the way from Brazil to Nigeria. I think that's via a local airline.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, so I think that's beautiful.
That's commendable, right?
No, it's not the Nigerian government's initiative. It's a private sector driven issue. The truth is this. I'm coming, sir. we saw Nigerian Airways. A plane was rented and painted and said Nigerian Airways. Billions were voted for it.
Okay.
Where are those issues now?
Okay, all right. So just like I said, we want to bring in other guests to comment on some of the questions that have been asked. Let me go to Dr. Hamisu now. This one said, good morning. I like what Dr. Hamisu is highlighting. The challenges is not only in PDP. All political parties are same. Their executives are handpicked by their state and national leaders. It's killing the politics at grassroots to the higher level. It's only in Nigeria that such things are happening, and the INEC, judiciary and security agents are not helping the matters. Neither do have a blessed day. Dr. Hamisu, would you like to respond to some of these comments, please?
Can you come again? I didn't know it froze, so I couldn't pick the whole questions. If you can please take that.
Okay, this one is just highlighting the challenges, stating that most of the challenges is not only particular to PDP, but all political parties are all the same. Their executives are handpicked by their state and national leaders, and this is killing politics at grassroots to the higher levels. It's not only in Nigeria, but things like this happening probably in Africa, and that INEC, judiciary, and security agency are not helping matters.
Well, honestly, I'm having challenge with the audio here. I couldn't really pick the questions. Maybe my colleague Rauf should respond. I think I do get him better if he's speaking. Let him respond, and then I can take.
Okay, let's bring in Dr. Rauf to respond to Demola's question. Dr. Rauf, did you get the question? Demola, you want to?
Okay. Let me read it out again. Actually, it's from some of our guests. And this one says it's highlighting the challenges. That is, the challenges that have been mentioned is not particular to PDP, but to all the political parties. They are all the same. That they handpicked their executives right from the state to the national and at the grassroots level. And it is killing politics, especially at the grassroots level. And INEC, judiciary, and security agency, they are not helping matters. This comment and the other comments that have been read, would you like to respond to them?
The comment is actually on point, and the person is trying to tell a difference between PDP, APC, or any other party. And that's down to the argument of Dr. Abdraman earlier on, when he's trying to do a comparative analysis, that most of those political parties in Nigeria, and that has to for me what the comments or the person that sent that message was trying to highlight is similar to some of the arguments forward earlier. But the major challenge here, like what you have said, that the security agencies, the judiciary also not helping matter. Temporary in Nigeria, judiciary, sometimes they have also been politicized. So that's why sometimes you cannot differentiate between politics and law. When judiciary has been politicized, having some internal crisis, people believe that money can buy you a court pronouncement. And Sultan of Sokoto, during the NBA conference recently, also emphasized that the judiciary is expected to be highly independent. Once judiciary that should be the last hope of a common man has compromised, then what will be the future of our democratization? So I actually concur that the judiciary, which is expected to be a kind of last resort to individuals that feel cheated or to any issues that be required to be settled, judiciary is also playing, into the hands of politicians, which has made our political circle, to have control, to be controlling even the so-called judiciary. In fact, some people feel judiciary is more or less a unit under our political system, like it is a department under the government that is in power, either APC, even when PDP was also in power. Meanwhile, on the issue of security, what we see or what is obtainable these days is about regime security. The security outlet or the security agencies, they have also failed to understand that national security should be the paramount. But what they are trying to secure is about the regime that actually entered them into power. And when you are trying to play the game of regime security, then there is every tendency, there will be high level of compromise, there will be high level of politics within the security architecture. And when you look at when the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu came on board, he also fired most of the security architecture he met on ground. He came up with people he feels he can actually work with. So that's...
Dr. Ralph, I'm afraid we have to stop it at there. We are almost hitting our time. I'd like to appreciate you very much for joining us via Zoom all the way from Uganda. Dr. Ralph Sakariao is of the Department of Political Science, Islamic University in Uganda. We thank you and we look forward to having you back home. Thank you, Dr. Ralph.
Thank you very much.
All right.
All right. We also like to appreciate
we'll just go to
Dr.
Hamisu before we come to the studio. Let's get his own parting shots. Dr. Hamisu. Oh, okay. We don't have him, so we can come back.
Yeah, so
we
can sign him off.
We wanted to have his parting shots so we can...
Dr. Abdurrahman Abu Hamisu, we do apologize. It's not our fault. It's not your fault. I think maybe the weather is affecting your audio. But thank you all the same. Your inputs were quite insightful. Political scientist and public affairs analyst, that's Dr. Abdurrahman Abu Hamisu. And of course, we'd like to say a very big thank you to the Deputy National Youth Leader of the People's Democratic Party. Yes. Okay.
Well, for my parting shot, Nigeria should keep hope alive. All hope is not lost. Though Nigeria has skipped 2026, all waiting for 2027, God will keep us alive. Let's believe that not only the PDP will survive, Nigeria will survive. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We will survive. We will survive. There used to be a song by Vino Moreira.
Yeah.
Yes, Nigeria will survive, and we have survived indeed. Thank you very much, team, for your time. All right. So and that's Good Morning Nigeria for today. I'll see you next week.
Well, thanks for joining us. I'm Ademola Adeoye. Thank you and have a lovely day.